What's up, guys? How y'all doing? It's your girl Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. And I am sitting in my dining room. I'm actually going to tag a few people. Let me do that. Tag a few people so you all can really experience what it is that I'm about to say here. Let's go ahead and tag that one, and then we'll go back. We got to go back. All right, this is what I want to talk about today, guys. It is really necessary for me to have this conversation. And for any of you all that are actually out there, this is not the time I normally come on. It's a real impromptu message that I really believe God has dropped in my spirit to share with people. When I get into these phases, guys, it's one of those things where I kind of go dark. When I say that, I turn down the noise. I kind of go into my little war room mode, and I just think. And what I have been really thinking about lately, and it's very important that I say this, is who is my tribe? That's what I kind of been thinking about lately. Who is my tribe? Who are they really? I am a beauty business restructuring strategist. That is totally what I do. I take businesses that are not operating at full scale, and I help the owners come up with strategies to actually get the business to reaching its full potential. So that means the owner and everybody that's in it. That is my goal. What I have learned about that thing that I do, and I want to give you all something to read, and you'll know where I'm going to. There's a book called Tribes, and it's by Seth Godin, I believe. And the book basically starts to outline how, through your vision, through your passions, through what God put you here for, who are the people that you are best suited for? Who are the people that you really connect with, that you know that these are the people you have been designed to help? So I go back and I reread books. I think it's important that you read a book once at different cycles of your life. The book means one thing, then you read it again, and it's like you got this whole light bulb moment. It means something completely different. So I reread that book. I also reread the book, The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, this is not a plug for them because neither one of them need me plugging anything for them. They are fine without me. This is to help you all have some reference to what it is that I'm about to say. So we got tribes and we got the cash flow quadrant. So in finding your tribe, once you do that, you're going to have to do a series of things that I've done. I've done SWOT analysis. There's this whole finding your purpose thing. I've done that. I've done characters. I've done everything for myself as well as the people that I take on to coach. I help them also figure that out. What I have figured out, because there was a time, guys, when I really felt like the tribe that I had, that I was helping, that I was restructuring, were not it. I felt like that several times. And I had to allow myself to step back and to make sure that whatever the problem was, if it was me, I needed to fix it. If it was the group, I needed to understand them better. If it was the system I was using, I needed to develop or at least find a better system. So what I have figured out, guys, and there's always room for me and everyone who does anything similar to what I do to improve. That's never the case where you don't need to do something better. So I recognize that. What I also recognize, though, is that my gift, my true thing that I do, the people that I am best suited for are people who want to build a bigger or contribute to a bigger and better economy. Let me explain what I mean by saying, and I'm going to be specific, the black economy. That means that what has to happen is I fully understand what builds an economy. And I got this actually, I knew in my brain, but I wasn't able to articulate it until I heard someone on the news say this. There are three things that build an economy, which when you think economy, think business. Three things, guys. There's land, there's labor, and there's capital. Period. That means land doesn't literally mean land. It just means that somebody has to own something. That's what it means. Whether that's actual real estate that you got a mortgage on, or whether that's just, this is your business and you have the power and the authority to control where it goes. It just, land represents ownership, period. Labor represents that more than just you doing the work has to be in place. You have to employ people, or you have to have tenants. You have to have something that expands beyond you that helps build this economic engine. You have to, or it doesn't work. And then capital. We all know what that is, right? That's money, guys. That's money. Let me tell you what I've learned. This is the tribe that I am put here to help. I did all the other stuff. At this stage in my career, I now know that God has allowed me to experience, to have, I've been in so many different predicaments. It's amazing when people actually do contract me to help them. I'm like, God, I guess I did go through a little bit of that too, okay? Not saying you got to go through everything that you help people with, but it gives you a different insight when you have. I now understand that those are the people that I'm here to serve. So let me explain now that's the tribes part, understanding who my tribe is. Let me talk about what the cash flow quadrant did. Now, I've read that book 1,000 times. It isn't new. I got an audio book. I got the actual book. I was not understanding how people's reactions to financial stresses made them do certain things, okay? So Robert Kiyosaki probably explains it better than anybody. You have 4 different groups of people when it comes to business and business is directly connected to how we build wealth. Economy builds jobs, jobs give people the option to build their own lives, which subsequently, if you do it right, you get to a stage of wealthy. That's how it works, guys, okay? Let me give myself a little bit of light here. I'm actually in my dining room, but I have a pretty sun-lit dining room, so I really don't need any lights. This is what I figured out. Your direct connection, and the book actually talks about this, your direct reaction to how you handle money stresses is the true indicator to how you see wealth management and how you see building and emotionally managing yourself. Let me give you an example. If he explains it in 4 different people, you're either an employee, you're either self-employed, big business, or investor. Sit, okay? Get the book. You can read more in depth, but I'm going to tell you what I had to learn so I knew how to shift gears in the people that I was helping. An employee-minded person is not my person. An employee-minded person, when they become stressed, financial stress, their exact reaction to financial stress is to go somewhere and work more hours. Just not so much do much work, more work, but just get more hours, okay? I'm going to say that again. Just because they get more hours, they own the clock longer, does not mean they're doing more work. That doesn't mean that. It just means they are going to do overtime, double overtime, time and a half, whatever, however that goes. They're going to get more clock hours. And they're going to try to do less work now. They ain't trying to work harder. They're just trying to get more clock hours so somebody can pay them more. That is the exact way that an employee-minded person builds their life. Now, the thing about that, we need employee-minded people because with the land, labor, and capital, who's going to do the work? So we need those people, okay? But those people are my tribe. If all you want to do is go somewhere, get a check, God bless you. When I need employees, I'll call you. But those are not the people that I'm put here to serve, okay? Then you have self-employed people. Those are people, they add more work to their own plate. You basically have an employee mindset. The only difference is you work for yourself. When self-employed minded people get into financial stress, they don't think about, oh, let me go get a job. They're not doing that because they like working for themselves. They think about how much more work can I do? How many more clients can I take? How many more hours how many more things can I add to my service menu so me, can put all the extra work on me, on myself? That's why it's called self-employed. That is how they react to when they are in financial stresses. I now understand that is also not my group. Then let's go to big business. Now we're getting into the employing of other people, or at least tenancy. That would be if you own an apartment building, you got tenants. If you got a building, a suite building, you would have tenants. You ain't doing no more work. I'm not doing no more work. That is what big business is about. That means that when you become financially stressed, this is the single most important thing to a person in that big business mindset is how can I get more people to help me bring in more capital? How can I change a system that can allow me to get more people, or the system itself, like we got virtual systems now, or how the system can bring me more capital? They absolutely unequivocally, I don't care how bad it is, they are not going to go work for nobody. They're not going to add more hours to their own plate. They are not going to do it. Period. Okay? I don't care if house is in foreclosure, if car about to be repossessed. I'm telling you, how you react to financial stresses is the single best indicator of who you are in this quadrant. It is. Okay, so that's the big bit. I now know that is my group. My group falls somewhere in the middle. My group is the self-employed people who no longer want to do all the work. They don't want to do it. They don't think about, let me add an extra day and do 10 more people. They like, no. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm not interested in that no more. I want to do big business. That means they now are interested in strategies and systems and virtual stuff and things that can help them retract back from doing more work, not do more work. They now are interested. Okay, these are people that'll turn a regular salon into suites because I don't want to do all the work no more. Or they'll literally go from commission to booth rental because I don't want to do all that no more, and come up with a system that keeps everything. Or they'll hire people like me to help them with the system. Okay, so big business. All you think about, I don't care if your house on the chopping block, your cars, you hiding cars from repo people. You are not going to do more work yourself. And I'm saying this because there's nothing wrong with any of them, guys. Hear me when I say this. As a big business going into investor mode person, I need employees. I need people that are self-employed minded. I know they're not going to be with me long. So y'all need to understand that. Those of you all that have self-employed minded people in your facility as tenants or employees, you need to understand that mindset is not going to be with you long. That mindset is, they go, if you get a good year out of them, count it a blessing. If you get 2 years out of them, God really gave you something, because they're always thinking this is just means to me to do something else. That's it. So don't get pissed off when they leave. They only came through your door just to get what they needed to move on. That's their point. That's their agenda. Okay? Then we get into the fourth one, which is investment minded. That is when you take what you already have and you leverage it to make more without going out and spending hardly any more money to make that multiply what you get from it. That's like if you live in a house and you decide, I don't want to pay mortgage, I don't want to pay rent. That's when you decide you're going to start leasing out rooms in your own house that you live in. That means you don't want to spend none of your hard-earned money, none of your money to do anything. You're going to take assets. You're going to take things that you own or you rent or you got, and you're going to figure out how can I multiply what these things give me by putting just a couple extra dollars in the plate. I'm trying to spend as less money as possible so that my assets can bring me more money, more assets. That's all multiplication. Ain't no addition in investment minded. Everything you do, you think about, what is my return going to be? What percentage is my return going to be? How am I going to leverage what I already got so that I can now bring myself tenfold, 20-fold, 1,000%? But you want to do it with an asset that you already possess. I now know that my tribe is self-employed people who seriously want to get from behind the chair. Some, I ain't saying you got to do all, you ain't got to quit completely, but they really want to go from behind the chair to actually doing big business. That's the only way we're going to build the economy. I need you all to understand, because I have a lot of you all calling me, doing interviews. They're great. I love them. I enjoy doing them. But if you yourself know that when the chips is down, all you really gonna think about is how to get some more clients in your chair. If that's all you gonna think about, and hey, I ain't saying nothing is wrong with it, but you are not my tribe. That's not what God put me here for. Because I ain't really interested in helping you get more clients. I did that already. That's not what I want to talk. I don't want to talk about more clients. I really don't. I don't even want to talk about that. That's not what God has allowed me to go through everything I do to help create. I am a person that is better suited for people who came from that. They might even been an employee once. You got people changing careers. They go from being an employee. They want to work for themselves. They don't want to have no boss no more. Now they work for themselves. And now they're like, look, I want to get from out of this. I want to basically do what I want to do when I want to do it. But I need to know how to get the right people, how to employ the right people, how to switch a system from booth rental to commission or back or whatever the strategy requires. You have to understand who your tribe is. And more than anything, I need you all to take a personal assessment and be 100% honest with yourself as to which one you are. Because I'm going to be honest, I find myself, I don't do it too much anymore because I've learned a system on how to ask people the right questions so I don't waste time with them or with me. But a lot of people in the beauty industry, which is the industry I serve about 85% of my time, the other 15% is with other self-employed businesses, small businesses, restaurants, gyms, people that own real estate companies, catering businesses, stuff like that. But I can tell you, a person that owns a restaurant, if all they want to do, when they get into financial stress, if all they think about is how can I, meaning them, the owner, cook more, make more cakes, make more pies, make more this, more, then you are not my tribe. And I need you all to be honest with yourself as to who you are, at least at this stage in life, so that you can get the actual help you need from those who are put here to serve you. Okay? But I do need you to understand, because all of it's needed. I need you to understand that in order to shift from one to the other, or as Robert Kiyosaki says all the time, to go from the left side to the right side, you are going to sacrifice something. That's the thing I want you to understand. And more times than not, when you know that it's inbred in you, you like, I'm not doing no more work. I want to get from over on this left side to the right side. More times than not, it's going to come at a personal sacrifice. I need you all to understand me. You are going to personally sacrifice some things. I'm talking marriages. I'm talking about time with your kids. I'm talking about your own security, houses, cars. There is not one person, whether you all know it or not, if they tell y'all the truth and they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth and they now have reached any level of success, if they tell you the truth, it came at a personal cost. You have to know that you know that God put you here for this thing. So whatever cost you have to pay, you don't have any regrets about paying that cost. You have to know that about yourself. So are you an employee? Are you self-employed minded? Are you big business? Or are you an investor? All of it is needed. All of it is needed. Big business people need employees and they need self-employed people, because those are the people that will do extra. Those are the people, see, employee people, I find, have what's called the endowment effect. You all look that up. The endowment effect is the mindset that some of you will have with some of the people that you have in your salons, their tenants, or their maybe commission, and they're the people who will walk in the bathroom, see the whole bathroom in disarray, and walk right out and leave it that way. That's what the endowment effect is. The endowment effect says, it ain't mine, and I ain't cleaning it up, and I ain't fixing it. The endowment effect says that. People with an employee mindset, that's what a lot of them are going to do. People with a self-employed mindset, they start to have more of an owner mindset. These people are beneficial to your big business because they'll treat it like their own. They'll be cleaning up stuff they ain't got to clean up. They're going to do extra because it needs to be done. But you need to understand, these people don't necessarily, they don't care about long-term employment with you. And you got to know they're probably not going to be there long because they have an owner mindset. So this is something you also have to understand. If you're big business minded, but you got a whole lot of things you juggling, you need owner mindset people, even if you go through them, because you need to be flexible to move on and do the other things that you're doing to build your business, okay? Then you probably want to go into investments. That's a whole nother ball. Now you got juggling in the air. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to know who you are. If you do anything like I do, coach, mentor, strategies, I don't care. We got all these names for it now. If you do any of that, you have to learn who your tribe is so you don't waste a lot of time trying to help them do X, Y, Z, and then you realize, I had to learn this. I had to learn at the end of the day, a lot of people that I coached in the beginning years of my coaching, they just want to do more hair. They didn't want to do business. They had no interest. They will say they do in the interview that I want to get my salon to running like this, or I want to get my barbershop to doing like this, that, and the other. But as you start to go through this, what you'll see is that at the end of the day, they just want to do more hair. They just want to make sure everybody else in their spot is doing enough hair. That is the extent of it, and there is nothing wrong with that. But that's not my tribe. That's not my tribe. My tribe is not to teach you necessarily how to go from 5 clients to 25. I can do that, but that's not what I do. Okay, so for all of you all that coach, we got to have systems that actually will extract out the people you really want. You know how many people are paying in the online programs? They pay monthly for online programs and don't go and watch not one video. They don't watch any. Not one video. They're paying monthly, just like the membership at the gym. You pay monthly. You ain't seen the gym. You keep telling yourself you're going. You keep telling yourself that you're going, but you haven't shifted gears yet. You're not ready yet, and that's okay. Timing is everything. But I need you all that are out there, now that you know the differences, I need you to be honest about who you are and where you are at that stage in your life. Now, I will tell you this. All this millionaire mindset, wealth building, this, that, and the other, you're not going to build wealth until you get on the right side of that quadrant. I can tell you that for sure. You can only work so many hours a day. Your physical body can only do so much. And you got to get old. You got to get old or die young. There's no middle. Employees, there's only 24 hours in a day. I don't care if they gave you double time for all 24. That's as many hours as you can get. So if you're into wealth building, but your mind hasn't shifted yet, you're not ready. And that's okay. But just know that whatever you get is probably going to have a cap. Yes, you'll have stability. Yes, you'll have a pension. Yes, you'll have a check. You'll have all of that. But you won't necessarily get to those levels of the people you admire because you aren't willing to do what they have done. They have shifted and went from employee to self-employment to saying, I ain't doing all that no more, to big business, to investor. And now they can have the platform where they can now help other people build their success. So be honest about where you are. If you are interested and you are that self-employed person that is really trying to level up, as I say, and go from self-employed to being big business minded, go on my website, knowledgebynikki.com. Send me something in the email. Email me that you know that's you. And I can help you create strategies that will get you there. But you have to be ready already. It doesn't come any other way. So I'm telling you, if all you want to do is do more hair, do that. I did it for years and I thought that was the thing I was supposed to achieve. But then when I maxed that out, it's like, now what? I don't have any more hours in a day. I don't have any more strength in my body to do any more hair. So what's next for me? And that's when I started investigating how to go from this to that. Okay? So I just want to put that out there, guys. If you all are really interested, look back at how you've operated and what you did at the times that you were in money stresses and you just did. I'm going to tell y'all now, I don't care how bad it get. I ain't doing no more hair. Period. I'm not doing it. I'm doing what I do. I work every other week, couple days. People I've been doing 30 years or more, that's it. The rest of the time, I'm building big business. I'm now tapping into the investment world. And I like commercial. I don't really like residential because commercial is more landlord friendly. Residential is more tenant friendly. You don't have the same rules with commercial and residential, but they both are needed. So this is something I want you all to just really look at, analyze well. If you think you need some help, you can sign up for 2 hours. It's actually an hour, 90 minutes. 90-minute talk with me. It's going to cost you $150. And I'll help you even break some things down in that. $150 for 90 minutes. Me and you. Go on my website. Tell me you're interested. Put it in the email questionnaire. I'll send you the link and I can help you. But if you're in that space from self-employed, I didn't own this spot. I'm tired of every time some money got to be made. I feel like I got to do it. I don't want to do that no more. I want to learn how to employ people. Just so, last but not least, remember, the economy is only built. Black economy, white economy, doesn't matter. But the only way we can change our position in the economy, land, labor, and capital. We got to own something. We got to employ people or have other people assisting with the work. And we got to make some money. We got to have some money. We got to learn how to invest money. And we have to learn how to build more with the money that we have. All right? That's my impromptu live today. I hope you got something from it. Till next time, I'm out. So knowledgebynikki.com with 1K.